a natural reaction. Now, let's say we're sleeping and we get the same tiger in our dreams, and then we again have our heart palpitating, and then we're sweating, and that unfortunately is unreal. But the body doesn't know the difference, and we still have the same experience. Now, when we come to the corporate world, we have this activity happening on a regular basis. We have the number chasing, we run the rat race, we have targets, and we keep seeing this unreal tiger day in, day out. And that impacts our body on a continuous basis. And that's what we call as stress. Okay. Now, how do we beat stress? What are we talking about here? Okay. So let us talk about health in general. Health is a physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being of a person, and not merely an absence of a disease. Sahaja Yoga, as taught by Sri Mataji Nirmala Devi, covers all facets of health and touches on the roots of the problem. All our age-old scriptures have this very well documented. However, this is not known to us. So what Sri Mataji has done, she has come out with the Sahaja Yoga technique of balancing ourselves in a very less time in this modern robotic world. When Kundalini energy rises in a person along the line of the spine, it shows its presence on the limbic area, the fontanel bone area. And we get our self-realization. It becomes a life force in us. This we can start feeling on the fingertips and on the surface of our palms and on top of the head, which we call as the limbic area. This doesn't happen in any other yoga, only in Sahaja Yoga, where you actually have this life force experienced in our central nervous system. Okay. Now, why does a person get sick? Sickness is a result of our thoughts, our habits, and our surroundings and environment. Sahaja Yoga starts to work on the tattva, on the root of where the diseases come from. And that tattva is rooted in the central nervous system, what we call as autonomous nervous system. What is autonomous nervous system? When we eat our food, the food gets digested by itself. When we look at things, the eye does its work by itself. We breathe in, we breathe out. It happens by itself. What we call itself is the autonomous nervous system. So the Kundalini energy, when it becomes a life force, it actually enables our central nervous system to do this activity of bringing us into a state of thoughtless awareness, what we call as the state of present. Okay. With that said, I would now like to invite on Dr. Rajiv Kumar to talk about Sahaja Yoga meditation, about how he came into Sahaja Yoga and how it helped him transform his stressful life.
Namaskar, and a very warm welcome to you to this special webinar on Sahaja Yoga, which is perhaps the most powerful and the most innovative methods of relieving stress in these very hard times. Sahaja Yoga is an invention for the 21st century, made by Sri Mataji Nirmala Devi, who started this practice in 1970, in May 1970. By now, Sahaja Yoga is being practiced in perhaps more than 90 countries all around the world. There are literally hundreds of thousands of us, Sahaja Yogis, who are benefiting by this practice morning and on a daily basis. I myself started Sahaja Yoga in 1998 when I was going through a period of great stress because my young son, who was 5 years old at that time, had developed some asthma and other related diseases. I was myself going through a phase of a career where things seemed to have come to a stop. I had got into the habit of all forms of addictions, and therefore was not keeping well myself. And as a colleague of mine, when I was in the Institute of Foreign Trade, remarked, my family, were a regular visitor to the doctors, and we were chasing doctors on a weekly, daily basis. At that point of time, I was introduced to Sahaja Yoga by a medical doctor who had done his MBBS, but who later gave up his practice because the medical practice couldn't cure him of his paralysis, but Sahaja Yoga did. So Sahaja Yoga also has some very strong therapeutic and remedial aspects to it, apart from the fact that it helps you to relieve yourself from the daily stresses that you might be going through in your work life because of your family conditions, or just simply because of the pace of life that we have got ourselves into at this point of time. I want to assure you that this is by far the best thing that's happened to me and my family. Even my 89-year-old mother, who is a regular practitioner of Sahaj, benefits from it and feels protected and feels joyful even at this age. So I'm going to strongly recommend this for you because Sahaja Yoga is a form of meditation which can lead you into the deepest of spiritual journeys. It can help you to discover your deepest and your highest spiritual aspirations on the one hand. And on the other hand, it helps you to go through life in a very Sahaj manner. In a manner in which you feel protected, in which you feel that you are being helped by some forces which are beyond our own comprehension, and things sort themselves out for you. And as you can well imagine, when things become easy to manage, when things sort themselves out for you, your stress gets automatically reduced. The most important part, a very important part of Sahaja Yoga also is that it helps us to get rid of both our egos and our conditionings. Those are the two attributes that human beings have, which lead them into all kinds of stressful situations. And once you get over them in a spontaneous manner, in a manner which doesn't require your big effort, in a manner which comes from within, as it were, then you can well imagine that your relationships improve, your efficiency at work improves, your physical health improves, your mental equilibrium improves, and of course, you get rid of your stresses that get mounted on a daily basis. Sahaja Yoga also is amazing because it doesn't require you to follow any particular rituals or forms and practices. Sahaja Yoga, in some sense, is a method of meditation, is a method of a spiritual journey, is a method of finding yourself which is catered to each one of us. It is tailor-made for each one of us. Each one of us can have one's own journey in Sahaja Yoga. Therefore, there are no shoulds in Sahaja Yoga. There is nothing like you should be doing this or you should be doing that. Nothing like that. You can start your meditation in the morning whenever the time is available to you. You can start your meditation later in the day. You can do your meditation while you're traveling in the car or in your local train or in flights, and you don't need to feel guilty ever of having missed some practice of of meditation, etc. As you can see for all Sahaja Yogis, and you can see for myself, there are no prescribed norms for dresses or uniform or the way you behave or the way you conduct yourself. You lead a normal life. You lead the life of what we call a grahast. You lead a family life. In fact, and while leading that family life, while discharging your duties as a good professional, as a good manager, as a good worker, Sahaja Yoga helps you to getting deeper and deeper and to getting to know yourself through the process of what Mataji calls as self-enlightenment. And it is the self-enlightenment which is the key for all meditative practices throughout the ages. So therefore, Sahaja Yoga helps you to do whatever you're doing better, more efficiently, with less stress and with less effort. So if you're a father, it helps you to look after your children in a more joyful, in a more joyous, in a more easy manner. If you're a husband, of course, your relationship with your wife improved, your son, you're able to respect your parents much better. So it helps you to do whatever you're doing in a more efficient, in a calmer, in a more less effortful manner that you've done so far. So Sahaja Yoga therefore really makes life simpler, makes life more sahaj. And sahaj, as you know, the meaning of the word is, sahaj means simple, but also there is another meaning of the word sahaj. Sahaj means born with you. Sahaja, ja meaning born, and sah meaning together. By which Sri Mataji meant that all that you need to do in Sahaj, all that you need to do in Sahaj is, all that requirement is already with you, is within your body. It's something that you are born with, that therefore the entire mechanism is born with you. And I'm sure there is a chart which is placed here, where you can see that our body has a very subtle system within us, which is made up of the three channels, or the three nadis, the Pingala, the Ida, and the Sushumna. The Sushumna is the central channel. The Sushumna is the central nadi, which enables, where you have to be performing. The Pingala is your right channel, is the solar channel, is the channel of your action, of your future planning, and Ida, or the lunar channel, is the channel of your desire. Now, very often in our lives, in our work, we are working either through the predominant use of the Ida Nadi or the use of the Pingala Nadi, and the result of which we get imbalanced, which is why we want to come to our Sushumna Nadi. We want to lead our life in a balanced manner, which is what Lord Buddha talked about in terms of the Madhyama, and that is what the Sushumna Nadi is. Along with those three channels, you also have within us the 7 chakras, which are there already, and these are, you can see them in the chart. They start off with the Muladhara chakra at the base of your spine, and they go up to Sahasrara, which is at the top of your, right here, in the top of your head, the area which used to be soft when we were a little baby. And you can see that in the baby, that the area which is soft, that is where the Sahasrara chakra is located. When we are 6 weeks into the mother's womb, the Kundalini, which is the residual energy of the Paramatma, which is the residual energy of this great cosmic energy that you have, enters our body when we are 6 weeks in the mother's womb, enters the body through the Sahasrara, through the Brahmarandra area, as it is called, and it vibrates all the organs of our body, and then settles down in this triangular bone that you see at the base of our spine, which the Greeks used to call the sacrum bone. And it is the sacrum bone because that therein resides your Kundalini in 3 coils in a sleeping, dormant situation, waiting for somebody to awaken it. waiting for the seeker, waiting for the person, each person to connect with a Satguru, because it is the Satguru who can awaken the Kundalini. And the definition of Sadguru is very clear in our scriptures and in our traditions, which is a Sadguru is one whose only job is that of connecting you with God. Whose only job is that of connecting you with God. And the Sadguru doesn't need to perform miracles. The Sadguru doesn't need to produce sort of fancy stuff to attract you. The Sadguru doesn't need to perform any magic. The role of the Sadguru is that of connecting you with the God Almighty, with the Param Chaitanya, with the Paramatma. As soon as the Kundalini comes in contact with, or comes in face to face with either the Sadguru or the photograph of the Sadguru, it begins to awaken. It begins his journey up the Sushumna toward the Brahmarandh, and it comes to the Sahasrar. And when it reaches the Sahasrar, when it rises up along the Sushumna and reaches the Sahasrar, it connects with the primordial energy. It connects with the Param Chaitanya. And as soon as that connection happens, the yoga is performed. Yoga means connection. Yoga means joining together. Do is char. We don't do yoga, we attain yoga. And once we attain that yoga, once we attain that yoga, you become nirvichar, you become thoughtless. And as soon as you are thoughtless, your mind, your brain stops working. You cannot force your brain to stop working by using your brain, your mind. That's just simply contradictory. So all attempts to stop the working of the mind through focusing, through chanting, through sort of, trying to just sort of, focus on some object, etc., or controlling your breath, I think they just don't work, because you're still working, your mind is still constantly working. To go above the mind, which Adi Shankaracharya said is the last sheath separating the human being from the Param Chaitanya. The mind is the last sheath, remember. You have to go beyond it to achieve your thoughtlessness. You achieve your nirvichar samadhi. And once you achieve the nirvichar samadhi, your mind gets the deepest of rest. The deepest of rest. Within a few minutes, the mind, as it were, gets a complete rest. It's like reaching, the absolute zero. You can be as cool as that. So there's no entropy at that point in time. There is no action of the mind. There's no activity, mental activity, and you get thoughtless. As a result of which, all your stresses disappear, and your mind comes at peace. Comes to a situation where it gets connected with the Param Chaitanya, and the Param Chaitanya then takes over and starts helping you and working its way, making its way to make for simplifying your life's journey. I assure you, friends, that if you start the practice of Sahaja Yoga, which is so simple, because that's what the name connotes, the only thing that you need in Sahaja Yoga is to have a pure desire to achieve your thoughtlessness. The only thing that you need. And the other only thing that you need is to accept Shri Mataji, whom we call Mother also, to accept Shri Mataji for what she is, which is the Purna Avatar of the Adi Shakti, meant for the 21st century. Why meant for the 21st century? Because in Sahaja Yoga, she's made this amazing invention of integrating all forms of religion within one. So that each Sahaja Yogi all over the world has to respect all the incarnations, whether it's Jesus Christ, or it's Muhammad Sahib, or it's Lao Tse, or it's Confucius, or it's Janak, or it's Ganesh, or it's Dattatreya. They all have to be respected, because as she says, they are all part of the same tree, and they have established the dharma within us. So today in this world, which is otherwise globalizing, which is otherwise coming together in many ways, the only thing which is fragmenting us, which is pulling us apart, is this, is the very spurious and negative form of religion which the people are spreading. Religions are taking people away. On the other hand, once you get into Sahaja Yoga, not only do you get your peace, you get your inner peace, but you start respecting in a very true sense every religion in its purest form, not as it is being, not as it is being pandered around, not as it is being marketed today by fundamentalists. No, but in its purest form, because ultimately, as you and I know, every religion leads to the same goal, which is to realize that our Atma is a part of the Paramatma, and that our goal in this life is to connect the Atma with the Paramatma. Because if you do that, if that happens with us, then you achieve an evolutionary leap. I recommend that book to you, the same title. It's written by some very good professor from INSEAD, Maurizio Zollo, and 4 other co-authors, Talon and Costin, and so on. They are saying that in the 21st century, the Homo sapiens have to evolve into Homo spiritualis. And if we evolve into Homo spiritualis, then our life becomes much more joyful. We expect, we experience Anand, we experience Niranand. And the difference between that and happiness is that Niranand and Anand gets born from within you. And once you evolve into Homo spiritualis, then this world, if all of us are in there, will become much less stressful. Will become, in some sense, the blossom time would have come, and we will all get into the garden of the divine, which is what God meant for us. So, if you're ready now, if you think that this is that you are convinced that this is something that is worth trying, and I can assure you from my life's experience that this is something more than worth trying. Everything that I could have possibly desired, as it were, every possible difficulty in my life has been removed very simply because of my surrender to Sri Mataji and to Param Chaitanya. The only thing that we require from you, friends, in this time is, one, to desire that you achieve your self-enlightenment, that you achieve your Atma Sakshatkar, and that you give up your ego just for a few minutes and surrender to Sri Mataji, surrender to what she is doing, and accept her as Sadguru. Because once you accept her as Sadguru, the rest is just simply plain sailing. And therefore, if you're all prepared now, we can get into the experiencing. Because again, one thing which is very important in Sahaja Yoga is that we do not believe very much in mental exercises. We do not believe in reading books after books after books, because those just satisfy our mental activity and our ego. We believe in experiencing the thoughtless awareness right here and now. We believe that once as Mataji's mother has put it, once you taste the fruit, once you taste the nectar, then you will be after it. And that's what, friends, we should try and do just now. Because I hope that in this webinar, you go back from having tasted, having experienced your thoughtlessness right away. And if you're prepared, we can do it in the next 3 minutes.
Hello, friends. So now we will go through the experience of the self-realization that Dr. Kumar just now talked to you about. So to get ready, I request all of you to remove any footwear that you have so that your legs touch Mother Earth directly, and have your palms open, both the palms open. So I'm showing you this image of the 7 chakras and the three nadis that Dr. Kumar was alluding to in his speech. And the most important thing is the sacrum bone that has the kundalini in that triangular bone that's mentioned. That's called the sacrum bone. So to go through the process of self-realization, these are the 5 steps that I would like us all to go through. Now, initially, I will tell you all the 5 steps. Just listen to them, and after that, we will close our eyes and then do the same. For this, we will have our left palm open, and with our right hand, all the steps that we will do with our right hand. Step 1, we will take our right hand and put it on the heart on the left hand side. Here we will say, I am the spirit. Step 2, we will take our right hand and put it between the neck and the shoulder on the left hand side. And here we will say, I am not guilty. Step 3, we will take our right hand and put it on our forehead. Bend our head towards Mother Earth. And here we will say, I forgive everybody, including myself. Step 4, we'll take our right hand and put it on the back of the head. Raise our head towards the ceiling. We will here say, O Divine, please forgive me for any mistakes that I may have committed knowingly or unknowingly. Step 5, the most important step here is with fingers wide open of the right hand and put the center of the palm on the limbic area, top of the head, the talu area, which was a soft bone when you were a kid, and rotate that scalp in the clockwise direction 7 times in the clockwise direction. And here we will say, O Mother Kundalini, please establish silence within me. Mother, please give me my self-realization. This is what we will do 7 times. Now, I request all of you to close your eyes. Put your left palm open towards Shri Mataji with annotation to say, Mother, I don't know meditation. I'm here to learn meditation. With closed eyes, we will take our right hand and put it on the heart, on the left hand side. And here we will say the absolute truth, not the falsehood or the relative names that we have till now. The absolute is, Mother, I am a spirit. 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 Step 2, we'll take our right hand and put it between the neck and the shoulder on the left hand side and turn our head towards the right. And here we will say, Mother, since I'm a spirit, how can I be guilty? I am not guilty. Mother, I am not guilty. Mother, I am not guilty. Mother, I am not guilty. Step 3, we'll take our right hand and put it on our forehead and bend our head towards Mother Earth. And here with full confidence, we'll say, Mother, I forgive everyone, including myself. Mother, I forgive everyone, including myself. Step 4, we'll take our right hand and put it on the back of the head. And here we'll say, O Divine, please forgive me for any mistakes I have done knowingly or unknowingly. O Divine, please forgive me for any mistakes I have done knowingly or unknowingly. Step 5, fingers wide open. Put our right hand on top of the head. Eyes closed, our head a little bit bent towards Mother Earth. We'll rotate the scalp in the clockwise direction 5 times, 7 times. And here we'll say, "Oh Mother, please give me my self-realization. Oh Mother, please establish silence within me. Oh Mother, please give me my self-realization. 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 Oh Mother, please give me my self-realization." With eyes closed, we will lift our right hand 1 inch above the head and observe if there is any cool breeze or hot air coming from inside the head and hitting our right palm. Observing what's happening on top of our head. Slowly, we'll bring back our right palm back on our lap. Now we'll take our left palm and put it 1 to 2 inches on top of the head and move our hand up and down to observe if there is flow of cool air or hot air coming from inside the head hitting our left palm, or like magnetic flux coming from inside the head and hitting our left palm. Now we'll bring back our left palm back on our lap. We'll take our right hand and put it on top of our head, 1 to 2 inches on top of the head, and we will move it up and down to observe if there is a flow of cool breeze or hot air or magnetic flux coming from inside the head and hitting our palm. Now we'll bring back our right hand back on our lap. One last time, we'll take our left palm and put it 1 to 2 inches on top of the head and move it up and down. Observe if it is more prominent than before. Now we'll bring back our left palm back on our lap. We'll observe what's happening in both our palms, the fingertips, the center of the palm. We'll observe what's happening on top of our head. And we'll stay in this state of meditation, in this state of thoughtless awareness for a few minutes. And here, if we are getting any thoughts, we will say, "Not this, not this."
Now, what you have to do, it's all right, I'll manage. You have to put both your hands towards me like this, just like this, simple. Just like this. Now, firstly, I have to tell you that you should not feel guilty. That's also another fashion in the West, to feel guilty. If you have done anything wrong, it's finished and gone, the past. I am talking of the present. So, whatever you have done wrong according to you, you need not correct it by torturing yourself. So, please don't feel guilty at all. Because if you feel guilty, this center catches and creates a problem for the Kundalini twice. So, please don't feel guilty at all. I mean, if you are guilty, you would have been in jail, not here. So, have a very pleasant attitude towards yourself, very happy attitude towards yourself. So, please don't feel guilty for anything. The second thing, very important, is for this center is here, to forgive everyone. Now, one may say, very difficult, Mother, to forgive everyone. How can you forgive? I'll give you the logic behind it. If you forgive or don't forgive, what do? Do nothing, just the same. But if you don't forgive, then you torture yourself for nothing at all. That is why you must forgive. Just to say, Mother, I forgive everyone is sufficient. Just say that. In your heart you say, I forgive everyone, and forget it. That will help very much. These two centers are little constricted, and that's why we have to be careful that we do not constrict it more. So you forgive everyone and you forgive yourself. Very simple. Now your hands are like these. Now please put your right hand towards me and left hand on top of your fontanelle bone area. And see for yourself if there's a cool or a hot breeze is coming out of your head. Just imagine, in such a short time it has worked out. So see for yourself if there's a cool or a hot breeze coming out of your fontanelle bone area, which was the soft bone in your child. Please try with the left hand. Put the right hand towards me. You can move your hand up and down on the sides. And do not say it is there if it is not there, please. We have not to cheat ourselves, but we have to be honest. Now, please bend your head and see. You bend your head and see yourself. If there's a cool or a hot breeze coming out of your fontanelle bone area. Now, put your left hand towards me like this. And with the right hand, you see now, if there's a cool or a hot breeze coming out of your fontanelle bone area. It is hot because you have not yet forgiven. You have to forgive yourself and you have to forgive others. Because of that, it is still hot. Bend your head and see for yourself. You can move your hand up and down and see for yourself. This is a hot or a cold breeze coming out of your fontanelle bone area. Now, please put your right hand towards you. Again, and with the left hand, you see if there's a cold or hot breeze coming out of your fontanelle bone area. Just see once. Now, please put both your hands towards me. Just like this. Because I told you the sympathetic is here. It has to work through sympathetic. Both the hands towards me like that. Now just see, please see that there's a cool or a hot breeze coming on your palm or maybe through your fingers. Just see. Now you don't think. You watch me and don't think. Just don't think. All those who have felt cool or hot breeze on their fingertips or on the palm or out of the fontanelle bone area, please raise both your hands. That's it. May God bless you all. May God bless you. It's great. Some people didn't feel, very few, all right? But we'll see what's the matter, why they didn't feel. They will. No doubt, every one of you should get it. Very few didn't feel it. I'm very much thankful to you. I look forward to Berkeley people to work it out, because you have a special position as seekers here, and it should help the whole world. So may God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. Ram, for sharing this informative session. To all our attendees, congratulations on doing this meditation exercise. We hope you all had a very informative session, and at the same time, you also had your self-realization. So you can, it's open for Q&A now. You can ask your questions in the chat box, and we will try to reply to as many as possible here. And before that, I'll just share one more, some last few slides on what to do at home. So what you can do at home is something here. What we need at home is just 10 minutes in a day. And this you can do anytime, anywhere, in the lifts, in the car, wherever you find time. And what all you have to do is to simply sit in meditation, in silent meditation with your hands open. And these are the basic steps which you can follow here. So to start your meditation at home, the 10-minute meditation you want to do, we'll first do the exercise A, which is we'll try to clear our left side. We'll keep our left hand open while right hand on Mother Earth or towards Mother Earth if we are sitting on a chair. And we'll just pray to our Mother Kundalini to clear our left side, to bring us in balance from our left side. Similarly, we'll do the exercise B, which is clear your right side. We'll keep our right hand open towards the sky this time, and we'll keep our left hand towards the sky. We'll keep our palm open towards the sky and left hand like this. And this time we'll pray to the Mother Kundalini to clear our right side. And after this, all these A and B we can do for 20 to 30 seconds. And after this, we'll do this last exercise called clear center. We'll just keep our palm at the top of our head, and the way we were rotating while the self-realization process, we'll rotate it clockwise, and we'll pray to Mother Kundalini to establish our self-realization. Now, all these things are available in plenty. All the resources for doing follow-ups, doing meditation at home are available plenty on the internet. And also we have centers where regular meditation happens every week. So we have these centers across all the cities and many centers in big cities. And the most important thing about Sahaja Yoga is that there is no fee or charge for practicing Sahaja Yoga. So for joining, for going to centers to practice meditation, there is no charge, there's no fee. It's a very voluntary organization, and the meditation and this whole practice happens voluntarily. So people just go to most of these are common places like schools or common sharing places. So you can just go and further increase your meditative state. These are the websites where you can find more information on Sahaja Yoga. And there is a mobile app called Sahaja Yoga Meditation by Anubhavam, which you can download and which also has some 10-15 exercises, 10-15 classes which you can practice. On Google, you just have to search Sahaja Yoga Center in your specific city and you will get the name of, you will get the venue of the centers, or you can go to sahajayoga.org.in to find centers. We'll also be having more follow-up webinars. So if you like this session, you join us for other webinars. We'll keep posting on your email, which we have with us for the follow-up webinars. So that's it from our side. If you have any specific questions, please write to us in the chat box and we'll try to answer it right now. So Mr. Ajay Pandey has asked a question. I'm doing Sahu Yoga for 25 days. Did you mean Sahaja Yoga, Mr. Pandey? But not feeling any hot or cold wave. So sometimes it takes time, Mr. Pandey, sometimes it takes time because, you know, as we talked about imbalances, we talked about the nadis and chakras we have inside us. So sometimes it takes time for all of them to come in balance so that we can feel the Kundalini coming at the top of our head. So keep practicing it. And I hope you must be experiencing the mental silence part of this of this exercise, and if not the hot or cold waves. You must be feeling silent. You must be able to watch your thoughts while doing this meditation. So that's sort of, you know, building block for experiencing this hot or cool breeze, which we have talked about in the webinar. And as Mr. Ram has suggested, you know, you can find out a center nearby, and you know, if it's not happening at home, then maybe you can visit one of the centers, because Sahaja Yoga is a very collective thing. So when you go to a center, that environment helps you to experience these hot and cool waves. So please visit one of the centers nearby. So there's another question on chakra locations in the backbone or where. So the chakras are placed along the backbone, and you know, there was a subtle chart which was shown to you before. So chakras are placed from the bottom of our spine up to our frontal bone area. So you might not feel their presence as of now, but as your awareness, as your balance comes, you will be able to feel throbbing on these chakras sometimes, or Kundalini moving and passing these chakras sometimes. So all these are experiences documented very well by thousands of us who are practicing Sahaja Yoga meditation. We feel throbbing as if something is, you know, something is sort of vibrating there. So at the different chakra positions, and as you come into balance, you surely feel something coming out at the top of your head. Hope today, while watching Sri Mataji's video, you were able to experience that sort of state. So, Mr. Pandey, please visit one of the centers, and surely, in a couple of days, you'll start experiencing these cooling, throbbing, and other things. But we are sure that you must be feeling that peace within yourself. You must be experiencing the mental silence, the state which was explained by Mr. Ram as vilamba, or thoughtless awareness. The state where you're not you're not bogged down by thoughts from the past or future, but you are in that present moment and very well aware of that present moment. Thank you, Mr. Pandey. Yeah, we can see your message. So any other questions from other participants? So we'll end this session. Once again, we thank all the attendees and panelists for joining us for this session. Thank you very much.